Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daniel Valdez. I'm a first year medical student here in the United States, and in today's video I want to talk a little bit about just how I manage to stay in shape, at least physically. I don't know about mentally, maybe that's a topic for another video, but how I manage to stay in shape during seemingly endless hours of studying. So this video will really apply to you if you're just a really busy person overall, just kind of how to manage to exercise and sneak it in during the day. It's a lot simpler than you guys think. Real quick, I just want to preface by saying I am not a personal trainer. I'm not certified in personal training or anything like that. I like to think I'm a fitness guru, but it really just comes from a lot of hours of research in fitness, in supplementation, in nutrition and all of that, and of course actually experiencing it, and just from a lot of personal experience. And one thing I've realized over the years is that no two people have the same goals, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm really just here to kind of give you a little introspect into how I manage to do it and what works for me, and hopefully it can lend you some use into your personal life. With that being said, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about, the first little tidbit, is consistency, and this one is huge. As the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. It took many years, and likewise, your body and its manifestation is pretty similar. It's a buildup of your habits, and so if you have a very high sugar, high fat diet, and your lifestyle is very sedentary, then your body is going to manifest that. Whereas if you're moving around a little bit, or at least getting a little bit of exercise, 30 minutes a day, something like that, and on top of that, you eat a pretty well-balanced diet, then your body is going to manifest that as well. So I think I would argue that it's more important to do the little habits every single day than working out for 2 hours just one day a week and eating really bad the rest of the week. Basically what I'm trying to say is it's all the little things you do every day that really add up. It's not doing that one workout that's gonna make the difference. So something I see really often is beginners in the gym and people just wanting to start up on their fitness give up after a couple of weeks. This is this happens a lot, especially around New Year's. You have the New Year's goals, things like that. And which brings us to tip number 2, which is set realistic expectations. That's what's going to prevent you from giving up on those goals so early. And this is something that's actually pretty tricky because everybody's expectations for themselves are different. If you're let's just set an example. You're 250 pounds, you want to lose 50 pounds, right? And you're giving yourself a month to do it. Like, you want to lose those 50 pounds in 1 month. And in theory, if you could do that, that would be great. But realistically, first of all, it's very unlikely to happen. It's pretty unhealthy if you do manage to do it most of the time. And oftentimes what happens is these people simply relapse into their old habits and end up gaining a lot of that weight back. So I see people throwing their money at these companies who promise them that they can lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds within a given time period. And essentially what they do is you're paying the company to completely change your habits for you, right? And so they give you the diet, they tell you what to eat, they tell you what to work out, how to work out, and they've altered your life completely, and you're on this contract, right? So they're taking measurements of you, making sure you're keeping up with that progress, And a lot of the times the results are actually great. I mean, you lose those 50 pounds, you lose those 75 pounds, but as soon as that contract is over and they're not telling you what to do anymore, you just relapse. You know, a lot of people relapse right into what they were doing before, and they gain a lot of that weight back. And this happens a lot. This happens so often because people never really learned how to establish those habits. They didn't have enough time. And that's what I mean when I'm saying set realistic expectations. You have to give yourself enough time to lose that weight, to set those goals. Otherwise, you're not going to give yourself time to build those habits, which in the long run is going to allow you to stay healthy, stay fit, and that's so much more important. So let me give y'all some examples of setting some realistic expectations. So, you know, for example, if you wanted to run a 6-minute mile, right, and you've never run before, or you're not a frequent runner, aka me, I never run. But if I wanted to go run a 6-minute mile, you know, I wouldn't just give myself a month to, you know, go from a 9-minute mile to that 6-minute mile in a month. No, I would give myself some time, you know, record my times every week, say, or every day. And if I started, you know, if there were some days that were better than others, that's perfectly fine. If one week I'm doing worse than the last, that's okay too. But as long as you're running, as long as you're keeping yourself accountable with that, you know, you'll see that progress over time. You know, it may not come fast, it may come faster for others, but you'll see the progress and you'll eventually get there. And that's what's important. You know, likewise with weightlifting, which I do that a lot more often. You know, if you look at powerlifters, you know, let's set an example, you know, they're benching, you know, 200 pounds, and you'll see them literally add every week, I don't know, 2.5 pounds, just 2.5 pounds onto that extra 200, and they'll work with that. And that, you know, that's such a small difference, but over time that really adds up to allow them to hit those personal records in the competitions and all of that. And it's really important to when you're setting these goals for yourself and you're in the gym and, you know, you're lifting your weights or you're running that mile, whatever it may be, to not compare yourself to the people next to you. You know, if somebody has 500 pounds on the bar, that doesn't have to be you. And it probably shouldn't be you at that very moment unless you want to get hurt. Which brings us to the next tip, which is stop comparing yourself to others. And you know, and this is something that really hits me because in our society, it's so easy to compare yourself to other people, right? You get on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you see pictures of these fitness athletes, you know, you see magazines, you see all these people with amazing bodies, and you want to compare yourself to them, but that's such a negative way to look at things because, I mean, first of all, there's so many factors involved with that, right? Like there's genetics of those people, the fact that they probably do that for a living, you know, all these factors that just you really shouldn't be comparing yourself to. So progress can come, you know, in so many ways. For me, I've been training for a really long time. You know, one of my goals is to do 30 strict pull-ups in a row, right? And you know, for some other people, it may be just doing their first pull-up. For somebody who's 500 pounds, it may just be getting up from the couch and sitting back down 5 times. And you know, that's actually a real strategy that's used. And then there's the other aspect, you know, just like that mental aspect. For some people, progress could just simply be, you know, showing up to the gym, you know, and even if you're not doing much, at least you're going, at least you're establishing those habits, and that is progress in itself. Yeah, so it's really important, guys, to just love yourself enough to stop comparing yourself to the people next to you, the people you see on Instagram, the people you see on TV. And just look within yourself, see what works best for you, try different things out, you know. Weightlifting might not be your thing, running might not be your thing, maybe CrossFit is your thing, you know. Whatever it is, whatever that is that will help you achieve those goals, find that and make it a habit. So that's really important. And all of these tips really amount to one thing, one key thing, and it's really what I think allows me to stay in shape and take care of my body even when I'm under extreme amounts of stress and I really just don't have time to get that workout in or whatever it may be. And that is learn to love the process. That is so critical. Learn to love the process and love the way it makes you feel. And one of the reasons it's so important to learn to love the process is because it sets that inner motivation in you. That's what keeps you going every day, right? And that's so much healthier than setting all of your goals around looking like so-and-so person that you saw on Instagram. It's so much healthier when what you're doing every day is because it's coming from inside of you. You know it makes you feel good. You know it de-stresses you, and it just makes you healthier overall. And so with me personally, and probably the reason why I managed to stay fit and managed to keep up with my body is because it bugs me. It's gotten to the point where if I don't work out, it literally bugs me, right? Like it's just another stressor added. So even just taking 20 minutes, and I'll be honest guys, my workouts, and I'll go into this in other videos, I definitely want to make videos that aren't just me sitting here. It'll be actually me in the gym, teaching y'all exercises, teaching y'all quick workouts that you can just sneak in throughout the day. And that for me, just those 20 minutes, not only set me up physically and keep me in shape, but mentally it makes a complete difference. So if I'm studying from 5 a.m. and I'm in lecture until 3 p.m. and I'm studying again, and I just take that break at 6 p.m. to work out for just 20 minutes, that resets my mind completely. And I know for a lot of people, working out can bug them. It can be like an extra stressor, like, oh my God, I have to get in the gym because I'm not taking care of my body. And that's okay, that's part of the process. But if you can get to that point where you're saying, if I don't get in the gym, like I'm not keeping up with it, it's just an extra stressor, that's the point where you really want to be at, because then you've set yourself up for like a lifetime of fitness and a lifetime of staying in touch with your body, and that's what it's completely about. And kind of, to start wrapping up this video, for those of you that have never worked out or don't have a habit of working out and you want to start, here's what I recommend to you. Find a video on YouTube, look a simple workout up, and just set 15, maybe 20 minutes aside a day, and just do that. Set aside those 15-20 minutes, do it for 1, 2, 3 weeks, a month, and then start going up from there. And the point really is just to set those habits. And then of course, equally important, on the nutrition side, again, small changes. If you're drinking that soda, drink 1 less soda a day, drink 1 less soda a week. Don't cut out soda entirely if you love soda. Nobody's asking you to do that. It would be healthy, but it's probably not the best idea. Just cut out one at a time. Cut out that one thing that you shouldn't be eating. Maybe just give yourself that reward at the end of the week for all those workouts you did. Give yourself that reward just once at the end of the week. And those are the little things that you want to start doing. And I know a lot of this video was super theoretical, and it's super important. All these concepts are really like the base of what sets you up for success with your physical state. But I do realize a lot of it's theoretical. So if you want to see me, present some workouts to y'all, some really quick, 20, 30-minute workouts that I do just about every day, and some nutrition advice, give the video a thumbs up, and I will definitely post that in the future. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you can't tell, this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I could probably talk about for hours, and I definitely want to get into it more in the future. And so I just want to end by saying, You know, if you have any inspiring fitness stories, or maybe somebody you know, I know I have friends and family watching these videos, and if you are, I know many of you have some really fantastic fitness stories, weight loss journeys. Post it in the comments. You know, I want to build a community. Let each other know that it's something that's doable. Everybody can do it, and it could provide a lot of insight to someone else. You guys never know how much help, you know, and how much motivation your story can provide to somebody else. So definitely do that. And so that's it, guys. Like I said, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, click on the little bell to get the notifications for when I post a new video. And stay healthy, stay safe. Adios.